Rangers have traded Pavel Buchnevich to the St. Louis Blues in exchange for Sammy Blais. And my first reaction to this is, wow, what a lopsided trade. Let's be honest, the Rangers look like quite the losers on this trade. I also want to point out too, though, that New York did pick up a second-round pick in 2022. But to send off Pavel Buchnevich, who is an RFA and does not have a contract currently right now, St. Louis will have to figure that out now, as that is no longer the New York Rangers' problem. I think it's not enough back in return for the Rangers, but I do think they are trying to clear out some cap space for a potential Jack Eichel move, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see what's in the works for them. And New York adds some more grit in Sammy Blais because I guess they felt they were short on grit. They also added Barclay Goodrow a few days ago on a big 6-year deal. Very curious 6-year deal because I think that's way too long for a guy like Barclay Goodrow, but good for him for getting that deal. Now they have a couple guys that can run around and hit of their own because I guess New York felt they were kind of being bullied around. But I don't know, I still don't like that they lose Buchnevich like that. They trade him away and they only get Sammy Blais in a second-round pick in next year's draft, not even in this year's draft, although next year's draft is a stronger one than this year's. But for New York, they could have got a little more for Buchnevich. Maybe St. Louis, though, good on them because they take advantage of a situation where Buchnevich doesn't have a contract, and maybe in that situation he's worth less than what he would be had New York, say, already signed him and then traded him. And if you're St. Louis, what do you give to Buchnevich now in terms of money and term? I mean, I don't know, maybe 5 years, $5 million, something like that. He had a really good year this year. He had a career-high 48 points. In a shortened season, so is this year an outlier for him at 26 years of age, or is this who he really is going forward? And for the Blues, if Hoffman leaves, if Tarasenko leaves, at least they have an option to go to for some goal scoring now. Obviously, Buchnevich is not as good as those guys, especially not as good as Tarasenko when he's healthy. But Pavel Buchnevich does give them an offensive option, something I think St. Louis would like to have going forward here. As you know, they've been accused a little bit of maybe not being the most offensive team at times and just being this big, heavy, physical team. Well, now they have a guy who can score and a guy they can fall back on in case some of the names I mentioned do leave them. So those are my thoughts on this trade. Please let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.